There's something about failure that feels like time just stops. Disappointment after hope is one of the heaviest feelings, especially when you've done your best and then it doesn't work out the way you thought. It feels like a violation of trust, in trusting ourselves, others, God. The emotional investment of being vulnerable, exposed, laying out your deepest desires and testing your skills and faith, feeling alone, and most importantly, forgetting that other people have failed before us. Something I am learning in this season is that failure can lead to isolation and stagnation if we let it. It tempts us to rewrite our identity based on the miss. I failed, therefore I am a failure. And all the fears and sentiments that can flood our mind with it. And I'll be honest, I had planned for success in this season of my life. Nearly 8 months pregnant, I had a timeline mapped out. Finish projects, pass exams, tie up loose ends before baby comes. And then I failed. I failed, and it was supposed to set me up for a new season, a new career, and relaxation in my maternity leave. One of the most vulnerable and sensitive times in my life. But here's what I'm seeing. Failure is one of the enemy's favorite tools. Not because it destroys you, but because it can distract you. It can pull your eyes off the blessings right in front of you, off the miracle happening inside of me, off the chance to enjoy this exact season for what it is. Failure whispers, you're behind, you're not enough, you'll be happy when. Have you ever caught yourself saying, when this is over, then I'll fill in the blank? Be joyful, be consistent, be faithful, be present. We all do it. But the truth is, even when the situation changes, we reset the bar again. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. We get used to the new normal so fast that what we longed for yesterday feels empty again. The book of Ecclesiastes said this long before psychology did. The writer observing our human tendency to say, I'll be happy when, but as soon as we arrive, we move the goalpost. At the end of the day, there is only so much that separates us from these universal experiences of work, toil, pleasure, success, failure. Ecclesiastes calls them meaningless, not because they don't matter at all, but because they can't last. They rise and fall like seasons. Work comes and goes, toil happens, pleasure presents itself and leaves. Success happens and then we get used to the new standard. Failure comes and then eventually, if we keep trying, we succeed. And if we get hung up on what is temporary, we miss what's eternal. The truth is, this moment, right now, even in the mess of it, you are whole. I am whole. Not because the circumstances are perfect, but because God's presence is steady. The temporaries fade, but the wholeness He gives does not. That's such a revolutionary feeling to know God's presence is steady. Life is so much bigger than our personal failures. And even when they pause us for a moment, we can give ourselves permission to sit with it, to process it, to feel those feelings of disappointment and unsurety for just a moment, and to keep moving forward. The key is to not obsess, not to crumble, and not to let it blind us to the beauty that is still unfolding around us. I'm growing life, and I'm surrounded by support. My husband, my family, all lifting me up. I'm grateful for people who allow me the space to feel low for a moment, for God allowing us the space to feel those lows, to process that disappointment, and to believe in our ability to trust Him in helping us rise and try again. It is hard, and the feelings come in waves, but in those moments I take hold of the overwhelm. I release it to God and trust that He is working it all together for my good. One day, I'll look back at this fail and grin. I'll remember how heavy it felt in the moment and how valid those feelings were, those stressors. But I'll also thank God that it shaped me, that it stretched me, that it reminded me to endure, to expand, and to keep going. Failure can feel like a pause in time, a heavy weight that challenges trust in myself, others, and God. Even when I've planned and prepared, life has a way of reminding me that control is limited and disappointment is inevitable, but that does not define my worth. Surrounded by support of God's presence, I can sit with the heaviness, process it, and still move forward, embracing the beauty unfolding in the present. Where has failure paused your life? And how can you choose to live now in the middle of the pause? How are you allowing fears and disappointment to distract you from the blessings of miracles already present? And how might this failure shape you, stretch you, or prepare you for the next season in life? Thank you for joining me on The Quiet Cup.